Hey Slayers, what's up? I was totally on mute. It is your girl Tiana, aka the Swag Slayer from you know where, swagslayer.com. If you need yourself an inventory box so you can stay home and be safe, but still have inventory to make your resale life work, do not hesitate to head over to swagslayer.com and get yourself a Swag Slayer box. I'm coming to you live for Swagslayer Feature Friday, which happens every Friday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I did have someone to feature, but then they never got me all of their information and their thumbnails and their pics so I could advertise it. So I was unfortunately not able to recontact the person, so I don't have them to feature tonight. So tonight we're just going to talk a little bit about what's going on in the Poshmark world as it relates to the IPO drop. We're definitely going to talk about it more on Monday on the Swagslayer Talk that happens each weekday at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on YouTube and on Facebook Live. So I do want to look over some of the notes that I have. First of all, while I pull up these notes, you did have to be an ambassador by a certain time, so a Poshmark ambassador by a certain time in order to be able to take advantage of this IPO. You also had to have opted in to get the email to participate in the IPO. And IPO stands for Initial Public Offering. That has to do with the stocks that come in. So I did post on my Instagram, which I know you're following over at Swagslayer Fashion. If you're not, make sure you're following me there. And don't forget to slay that subscription button. And do not forget to slay the notification bell. And definitely give me a thumbs up. And share this video with one person that you think could benefit from the information that we'll talk about tonight. So I am going over here to my IG. I was on somebody else's IG live. So they just popped back up when I opened it. Okay, I've opened my IG and I haven't opened it in a while and crazy things are happening. So I'm going back to my IG where I posted the first email that I got. So I posted this on December 20th. Actually, Margaret from believe it's Dresden Avenue on IG brought it up during a live show and I hadn't seen the email yet and I got it at a different date that other people got it. So I had to go back through my emails and search, but it was a direct share program pre-registration form. They sent them out about December 20th. Well, I think a little bit before December 20th is when I got mine. I just posted it on IG on the 20th because I missed my email. And so you had to use that email to say that, yes, you wanted to opt in to get information from the third party that was going to be administrating, being the administrator of the IPO drop, which is Fidelity. And if you were on the Swagslayer New Year's Eve party live here on IG for about 5 hours, the first hour I talked with Terry from Evolving Always. We talked a little bit about brokerage accounts, Fidelity being a pretty good company with great customer service. I've dealt with them before in the past. So they're going to be the third party administrator. And then it did say in the next email we got after you opted in that, so it says, thanks for your interest in the participation. So that's not what it says. It says, thanks for your interest in participating in the Poshmark Direct Share program. Poshmark has selected Fidelity Investments to act as the administrator of our program. Timing and details about registration invitations can be found below. So it says, due to the capacity constraints, the program administrator will be rolling out invitations in 2 batches. January 6, 2021, eligible ambassadors who pre-register and join Poshmark, it says in or before 2017 will receive an invitation. And then it says July 9th, 2021, eligible ambassadors who pre-register and join Poshmark in or after 2018 will receive an invitation. So I got mine today, but technically on the July 9th schedule because I did not join Poshmark until 2018. Today is Friday, so I'm assuming that's why they sent it today, because the 9th is a Saturday. And so, yeah, there's like no one, like you're not sending out business emails on a Saturday typically. So I got my email today. And so part of that email read, actually, let me put up the whole email, which I was just looking for just a moment ago. And I put it in a separate folder. But it did have some good information, because I know some people said they did not get an email. Some people weren't an ambassador in time to receive the email and opt in. Others missed the opt-in email, so they didn't get the second email. And then today, about 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, I received the email from Fidelity, because this one comes directly from Fidelity, since they are going to be the administrator of the IPO. So it says, "Dear, my name, Tiana, aka the Swagslayer. As you know, Poshmark Inc. filed and registered a statement with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission to sell a portion of its Class A common stock through an initial public offering." So it says a whole bunch of stuff, but then the steps, because it's like 4 paragraphs before that. So it says, step 1, open or select an existing Fidelity brokerage account. This has to be completed by 4 p.m. ET, January 12, 2021. Step 2, review the preliminary prospectus, which describes Poshmark, the Class A common share offering, and related potential risk. Again, it wants it to be done by 4 on January 12th. Step 3, complete the FRENWA Rules 5130 qualifying questions. I did not do that. Now I'm glad I'm reading this again, because of what? The guy skipped that step by mistake, which means I need to go back and get her done. Step 4, enter your indication of interest. Step 5, confirm your indication of interest after Poshmark registration statement has been declared effective by the SEC and the offering has priced. So we're expecting that to happen by 6 p.m. Well, between 6 p.m. and midnight on January 13th, 2021. So kind of what that means is they have to have the price come up. You have to know exactly what the price is and, pay. So I'll get into that in just a minute. Number 6, it says pay for any Class A common shares allocated to you within 2 business days of the first day the common share trade on the NASDAQ, which they're currently expecting that to be Tuesday, January 19th, 2021. This says 2020, but there was a typo. It says to participate in the DSP, you must indicate for a minimum of 10 shares and in increments of 1 share, and in excess thereof up to a maximum of 150 shares. The number of shares you request must be for your own personal account and not for any other person. There is no assurance you will be able to obtain any or all of the number of shares you request. Whether or not an IPO occurs, depending on market conditions, responding to the notice does not obligate you to participate in the DSP, nor is Poshmark obligated to offer the shares or ensure that you will receive the shares. So the most important part here is if you had already opted in, you got your email, you definitely need to open up your Fidelity account. And it's a Fidelity brokerage account. So you want to keep that in mind. If you have a Fidelity like 401k or retirement account, it's a different account. It has to be a brokerage account. Fidelity does have really good customer service, like Tara and I discussed last week on her YouTube channel, Evolving Always Productions, which is also going to be up on her podcast. So you can definitely call them and they can kind of walk you through it if you need help. It's free and was easy to open a brokerage account, and then you can fund it through your bank account. Quick tip though that I did get from talking to someone at Fidelity today, that they're saying if you have a credit union of any kind, so not a bank, but a credit union, you want to make sure you do this right away, because they say typically the credit union takes a few more days to process and confirm your bank account, because you do want to make sure you have liquid assets in your brokerage account. Liquid assets are just cash, so that you can fund this. And seeing as how Poshmark or Poshmark has put in their perspective that you have to buy a minimum of 10 shares. It did say in the previous email $300, but I do believe the share price is over $30. So it's going to be a little more than $300 that you'll have to have in order to purchase these shares. So if you're not able to have the right amount, you won't be able to get the shares because you have to purchase a minimum of 10 shares. Now, again, it also said if you sign up like through this email, get the brokerage account, tell them you want them to allocate them shares, you do not have to purchase those shares. And Poshmark does not have to allocate you any shares. However, if you do want to purchase the shares, you do have 48 hours, which is 2 business days from the time they're expecting it to drop. And they're expecting it to drop Tuesday, the 19th. So next week on Tuesday. So you kind of want to have that in place. Don't wait till the last minute because, you know, technology doesn't always work the way we want it to work. It doesn't always do what we're hoping it'll do when it will do it. But we do want to make sure that we have gone ahead and put those things in place to make sure that you're ready if shares are something you do want to purchase from Poshmark. Okay, I just want to make sure everything was working. I was checking something out there. So that is definitely a huge thing going on right now in the Poshmark community and the reseller community, because once the initial IPO happens, initial, I said it twice because initial is the I in IPO. Whatever. Once the IPO drop does happen, then it will be open to the public, I believe. Yes, that should be correct. That it'll then be open to the public. So if for some reason you weren't an ambassador, you missed the email, you didn't opt in, whatever the case is, later on there will come a time where you can just purchase Poshmark stocks off the NASDAQ, the New York Stock Exchange, and then you can participate as well. I'm thinking this is going to be a long hold because, as you know, Poshmark is only 9 years old. They just turned 9. And then it takes a while for them to kind of get their stuff together. So if you read any of the prospectus, which was like over 200 pages, you already know like they were in the red for some time. They just got in the black, but that was really because they cut a big portion of their budget during this quarantine time. So that put them in the black. But as a new company, most companies don't make it, you know, they got to make it past the 3 to 5 year mark. Poshmark is at the 9 year mark, but they're still babies. You know, you have to crawl before you can walk. So they're still going to be figuring it out. If stocks isn't something you're used to, please know you can definitely make an investment and initially look like you're losing money. But if you stay in it for the long haul, statistically and historically, the stock market does bounce back and then you'll be able to recover a profit. But of course, there's no guarantee in that. Just don't get super freaked out. If for some reason you participate in the IPO and say, for example, $30, and then when it's on the public, on the NASDAQ, and it's got this cute little ticker on Wall Street, the price goes down to like $25. Like, don't flip out. Just take a deep breath and do a long hold. Also, don't, put money in that you don't think you can lose. Like I was talking with someone on IG, and they were saying that they're going to use their stimulus money to invest. And I thought that was a really good idea because that was money that you weren't expecting. So hopefully you were planning and budgeting accordingly with what you had, and you're starting to cut back or live below your means just for the meantime while we are in quarantine. And so then that was surprise money that we didn't think we were going to get because it didn't sound like we were going to get another stimulus check. So they're going to use their stimulus check to participate in this. And then, of course, they'll still have some money left over because most people are getting about $600, I hear, depending on your income level. I didn't get a stimulus check, so I believe it's $600 a person. But whatever they're saying in the news, if the shares, if you have to buy 10 shares, it's just over $30. It's just less than $400. So you would still have some money left over. So I thought that was a really good investment to just use your stimulus money to participate if you didn't have the extra money hanging around or you wanted to try out investing in stocks for the first time. This is kind of a good place to get your feet wet because this is a company that you're familiar with. It's a company that many of us use on a daily basis to bring income into our homes through reselling. So I thought it would be an awesome place to start. Also, with that in mind, A lot of people have a lot of things to say. You definitely have to do your research. You definitely want to read that prospectus. Yes, it's over 200 pages, but it'll be worth your while to understand what's going on, especially if you're new to this. If you're, an OG in the game, you definitely know you want to read it because you want to understand how Poshmark really works on the inner workings in the background, because it really was an eye-opener for me for the different things that Poshmark does, how they filter items to their customers, how they attract customers to their marketing, how many customers they actually have that are active on the platform. I think for a lot of us who read through the perspective, that was a huge thing because they advertised so many users on the platform, but in the perspective, they had to say how many active users they have. So we really got a better understanding of their amount of active users. And of course, because they are new, it's much smaller than so many other platforms. For example, like eBay, we definitely know compared to Amazon. But, eBay is kind of the other big reseller platform out there. And they have been around so long that they built that. So if you take a look back at, eBay's history, they started somewhere just like Poshmark started somewhere. But as we know, this is going to be $1 billion industry as the time goes on, reselling and reusing things so we can, do better for our economy. Do better for our economy, do better for our environment, and then not have to wear the same clothes everybody else has on. Because if I go to the mall and buy the shirt and then 20 other people buy the shirt, we all wearing the same shirt. On Poshmark, we get to do different. So you want to keep all of those things in mind and just do your best to make the best educated decision that you can for your family, for your lifestyle, for what you're comfortable with, because nobody wants to make a decision based on somebody else's lifestyle and their needs and their wants. We really want to make decisions based on us. So yes, it is a 200 plus page read, but it's totally worth it. And then of course you can listen to the opinions of other people that get on and hear what they have to say and take nuggets in their perspective. But then again, they're not financial advisors, just like I'm not a financial advisor. You really want to take a look at it yourself. And if you can reach out to a financial advisor, definitely do that. Discuss with your CPA if you own a small business, if how that would affect or benefit your small business by having shares in a company that you basically partner with, because you're the reseller and they provide the platform. What's up, Terry girl? Hey. Yeah, so Terry was saying you definitely need to read it. Lots of information was on it. Yeah, it's a lot. But if you just take it in nuggets, like, you'll be able to understand it. Stocks aren't as complicated as everybody tries to make them seem. I think sometimes people want to scare you into thinking it's a huge deal, because I don't really know why. I was going to say a reason, but I don't know why. It's really not. I didn't go to school for any sort of finance, anything. And I just kind of took the time to read through and try to figure things out on my own, which is working. But then when I need to reach out to a professional, I will do that as well. So enough about the Poshmark stocks. We are, again, like I was saying, myself and Rhonda from the Pink Diva Studios here on YouTube and on IG will be doing the Swagslayer Talk, a daily live show at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time each weekday. I do believe Wednesday will be a different time because I do have a little one that I have to make sure I am helping out with class. And since she gets out of school early on Wednesdays, and she's not in school, but computer school, the time is going to be a little different on Wednesdays. But just be on the lookout for us at 12:30 Eastern Standard Time for sure. Hey, Michelle, what's up? So Terry was saying you just need to be able to be prepared to hold on to the stock for 3 to 5 years. I agree. I'm looking for a 5 to 10 year hold. I think basically anything I'm going to invest in, I look for a long-term hold. I like the 5 to 10 years. There are a few things that I have invested in the past that were short. Like, I just wanted to short them out, so I bought them. And then when it hit a certain number, I just pulled out because I wanted the cash to invest into something else. That's a whole nother complex thing. We're not talking about that tonight. What's up, Michelle? How are you this evening? It is okay. I know Ashley had a live on IG tonight, so I popped in there for a minute while I was trying to set up. So, oh yeah, so Terry's asking, did I find the exact price for the stock? Nope, because I didn't look at the prospectus again today. So I plan to do that tomorrow. I had to finish up some stuff, but I plan to look it up because when we talk on Monday, I want to have the exact, it's not even going to be the exact stock price. I'm just going to put what they put in the prospectus, because by the time they drop it on January 19th, the price could have changed. So it's really just an estimate of what the price will be according to what they put in the prospectus when they put it out. So we'll see what that is and kind of what that looks like. But then I lost my train of thought. Oh, so the weekly shows are going to be about, so the Swagslayer Talk here live on YouTube and on Facebook is going to be topics, reseller topics, but not just reseller topics. They're going to be entrepreneurship topics. So if there's something that you would like us to research, look up, take a look at, dive into, and kind of give you more perspective, give you a different opinion, you know, get our hands in there and try it out and test it out and tell you what we think, definitely do not hesitate to DM me at Swagslayer Fashion on IG, because this show is for you, about you, to help you be a better entrepreneur. No matter what you do, no matter what platform you sell on, no matter if it's your own website, you make things by hand, you retail arbitrage, you sell digital products, it doesn't matter what it is. The Swagslayer Talk is to help an entrepreneur be a better entrepreneur so they can be efficient and be able to grow and scale their business and bring in the income they need to sustain their business. Like I was saying with Poshmark, so many companies fold after 3 to 5 years. I want to be here to help you through those times with the tools and the knowledge that you need to be able to beat those odds and go beyond that. So we'll be talking about things like business credit, done numbers, how to set up your LLC or where to go, copyrights, trademarks, different things like that on each show. So we'll kind of go in depth into those details. But if there's something else that you'd like to talk about or specific questions, definitely don't hesitate to DM me at Swagslayer Fashion on IG so we can dive into those deep detailed questions. This will also be on a podcast. Don't ask me which podcast yet, because I don't have it all together. I'm figuring it out. But it will be on a podcast coming to a audio device near you. So yes, Terry's just confirming that the price is estimated. It could be lower. She doesn't think it'll be higher. Yeah, and typically, historically, an IPO, it comes out at one price. And then when it hits, you know, the market where people can do it on the NASDAQ, the New York exchange, the price tends to go down. So like, just don't be alarmed by that. It's okay. It's okay. That's just historically kind of how it works. So why, I don't know. I just know that's how it works. I try to follow the historical trends and pay attention to that, because that's the most important. That's the only information you really can use to see how it could trend. Michelle says, love that you do that, Tiana. Yes, help other entrepreneurs. Yes, you're welcome. Because I'm an entrepreneur and I've been figuring it out on my own. And I know it'd be so much simpler if somebody was like giving some real sound advice, or, you know, real sound tools that they've used or they tried just to answer y'all's questions to see if it worked out and how it works out. Because sometimes it could be a challenge. Like, do I pick option A, or do I pick option B? You know, like the Matrix, the red pill or the blue pill, like which pill do I take? Except for I have to make that decision for so many aspects of my business. It's not just one decision. So sometimes it's good to talk about those things with other like-minded people and get your questions answered so you have a better grasp on the information. Because a lot of times we don't even know what we don't know. So we can't even ask the questions that we need to ask because we have no idea, we don't know it. So I've been an entrepreneur for so long now. Not perfect at it, not great at it. There are definitely things that I screwed up before that I've done better now. And I'm sure there are things now that I'm like, I don't even know I need to do that I should be doing. But as I go on the journey, I just want to take you guys with me so we can kind of learn together, so you can avoid some of the mistakes I made or some of the delays I've had to go through just because I didn't even know I was supposed to be doing that. So if you're an expert in something, for example, taxes, CPA, and you want to come on the Swagslayer Talk during the weekdays at 12:30 Eastern Standard Time, don't hesitate to DM me either, because I know people would love to talk to an expert about different topics. That way we can get expert advice about what's going on, kind of how we should look at our business, some good sound advice, because again, I'm only an expert in how to start a business and how to make it profitable, not an expert in all the rest of that stuff. So other people out there who kind of have their own lane that they stay in and they do every day, we would love to hear from you. So don't hesitate to reach out to come on the show for things like that. So Michelle says, amen. So great. There are so many who want to be entrepreneurs, but just don't know what to do on the business end of it. Yeah, that is so true. And no one teaches us, you know, as young children, we're taught how to be employees. No one's taught really how to be an entrepreneur, unless someone in your family has taught you how to do that. The school teaches employees, and that's fine. Everyone doesn't want to be an entrepreneur. Some people do just want to be able to go to a secure job. And so as an entrepreneur, I need to be the best entrepreneur I can be. So when I hire those employees, they do have a secure and stable job to come to, that they don't have to be worried that the company is going to fold. So the better I am as a business owner, the better environment I have for those people who do just want to work and don't want to take on the risk of being an entrepreneur. And that's okay too, because it's a symbiotic relationship. An entrepreneur without an employee can't scale. An employee without an entrepreneur doesn't have a job. So everybody has a place. And when we work together, we're able to build great things. So Insight is saying, had one from a while ago, need to verify my funding account is still active and linked. Yeah, definitely do that now, because the sooner you get your account funded, the better. Again, like I was saying earlier, I talked to the gentleman from Fidelity today, and he was saying it takes a little longer to verify and fund your brokerage account from Fidelity through a credit union. So if you have a credit union and you're trying to fund your account through that credit union, get on that ASAP. You can do that all online. You don't have to talk to someone. You just go to fidelity.com. Don't sign in if you have like a 401k or something like that. If you have an account with Fidelity that's not a brokerage account, just go to fidelity.com. Don't sign in. Look for open an account, I think it says. I'm just going to look for you guys. And then it says like open a brokerage account, something like that. And then you sign in and it'll connect you. But the gentleman I talked to today from Fidelity, he was like, don't sign in first if you don't already have the Fidelity account. So let me see if I can pull it up for you guys. One day I'm going to learn how to screen share this thing like really well. I still don't have it down pat. So I'm on the mobile web, you know, because I'm on my phone. So then I went to fidelity.com. I clicked on open an account. And then I clicked the fourth orange box down. So the orange boxes, the fourth one says open a brokerage account. So then once you go there, you answer the questions, then you sign in with your regular username and password, and then it'll open the brokerage account for you. Like I said, you don't have to pay anything to open the brokerage account. And then you do have to connect your bank account so you can fund it. I would fund it with $400, because like we said, we don't know how much the shares are going to be when they drop on the 19th, which is Tuesday, but you can't purchase less than 10 shares, the email was saying. So you want to make sure, you know, you have enough to, and on the email before that, it says you couldn't purchase less than $300. So I'm assuming at the minimum, each share will be $30, just based on the email that Posh sent out, and then the one that Fidelity sent out after that. So I would put about $400, because if it is like $30+, you have to buy 10. So if it's like $32, you have to have more than, you know, $300 in order to buy 10. And you don't want to have a funding problem and then not be able to purchase, because you only have 2 days to be able to purchase the ones they allocate to you. And if it takes time to fund your account from your bank account, you could lose out. So I hope that makes sense. You definitely want to make sure that you don't lose out on purchasing any shares that you want to purchase because of technology. So definitely kind of get that done in advance. Since today is the 8th, you still have some time, but remember, tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday, so things move slower. Everything's by business day. So I would say kind of put things together today, and then it should hustle out on Monday and Tuesday. And then the 19th, which is the following Tuesday, is when you'll have the option. They should drop in your account. You have 48 hours to do the full purchase. But again, just read your email, go over the steps. I'm just quoting what was on the email. I haven't, I won't know until it actually happens either, but I did put the funds in my account, so I had them available and liquid and ready to go. Oh, thank you, Michelle. She said she loves my earrings tonight. Oh, yes. Yes, I'm so glad you have my other designs. I remember you won that with my first giveaway. By the way, if you guys won something from the Swagslayer Ugly Christmas Sweater Party, I haven't shipped it, but I still have it. It will be shipped. Be patient. It has been crazy over here. But now that the prices have also gone back down, because, the prices were up for shipping, I was like, I'm just going to wait till the prices are back to normal. So they're back to normal, and I think they shoot back up on the 21st. So I really need to get those out next week. Okay, so let's see what Terry's saying. Terry says, you also need to select growth as your tolerance for investment, because if you do not, the account will not be set up. One of my friends told me who had a hard time setting up the account. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I called and asked some questions. They couldn't even see the IPO on their side. So I was like, what do you mean? But they can't see it until it technically drops, but that was a little complicated, but we figured it out. But I'm going to call back on Monday. Just make sure all my ducks are in a row and everything is good. I would suggest you guys do the same. Definitely reach out to Fidelity if you're having trouble figuring it out. Again, like the steps are just fidelity.com, open an account, and then the fourth orange box says open a brokerage account. Then when you click there, you just follow the steps from there. And so that'll at least get you started. So after that, you can try to link your bank account or talk to someone. But then I didn't follow the rest of the steps in the email that I read out to you guys when we first got started. So I need to actually finish all of that. But I definitely wanted to link my bank account after the guy was saying it takes a couple days for it to get the money in the account. So Terry's saying she already had an account, so she was not aware. Yeah, so growth. That's crazy. Yeah, so again, Terry's just confirming it takes a while for Fidelity to process your funds. So open your account right away, transfer your funds in so you have it. Like I said, I would put at least $400, if because we don't know the exact price of the stock or the shares, or we don't know the exact price basically. So we will probably talk about this briefly again on the Swagslayer Talk, because I know everyone doesn't stay up late. I know it's 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's 10:30 now. So we're going to recap this again on the Swagslayer Talk. So if you have questions, on Monday, if you have any questions, if you find out any new information, definitely come over to the Swagslayer Talk at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with myself and Rhonda from the Pink Diva Studios, so we could talk about that, because the more information we can put in together, the better we're all set up, to win. So meet me here at 12:30 p.m. Monday. It's Eastern Standard Time for the Swagslayer Talk. We'll definitely be talking about these Poshmark shares. Any more information I come up with, I'll definitely be sharing it there. We'll just discuss, our thoughts on the process, how to do it, how to figure it out, how many shares we're going to opt to buy, since you can maximum buy 150. I think I'm just going to buy 10 because I need my money for inventory. But we'll discuss it more, and then that way any other information that we have will just come together and collab. So thank you so much, ladies, for hanging out with me this evening. You can always catch the replay of this live here on YouTube. It does not process for another 24 hours, but the link will be in the bio at my Swagslayer Fashion IG. So you can just click there and catch the beginning of the email that I read and all that fun stuff. But if you got the email, you totally know what it says. So I will talk to you later, Slayers. Bye.